Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is DFree. Here today, we're going to take a look at the upcoming Goku Black, here it is, Goku Black, Future Gohan, and a couple of EX characters. We're also going to take a look at the Twitter post as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe if you are new for more content. Let me know what you guys think down below. So this is an Ultra Space Time summon again, so that does mean that for better or worse, we will have access to the ticket summons as well. So let me know what you guys are going to do. You're going to just do dailies. You can actually summon. I saw some people saying over the course of the last week that they were going to skip the Trunks banner in preparation for this banner because they wanted to summon for Goku Black or like the Future Gohan variant and stuff like that, which is fair, right? It's just it's a little interesting because, again, this is an Ultra Space Time summon. It's not like it's a Legends Rising like the Trunks banner actually is. So these characters are going to be very common as far as like being added to most of the game's pools after this banner. So as far as this one goes, we're going to talk about the implications of these character types and stuff. And of course, later on tonight, whenever we do get the data mine and stuff, we'll of course talk about the characters and what they can do. We'll do our breakdown that we do on every single banner, right? I'll do my explained, and we'll talk about that. And then also, we'll also take a look at the Twitter stuff, and then tomorrow we're going to have a summon video for you guys going over all this stuff too. So stay tuned. A lot of content coming. And of course, after that, if we pull the units, when we pull the units, we're going to do our showcases and stuff. So, all right, Ultra Space Time Summon number 14 is coming soon. Gohan and Goku Black join the fight in sparking rarity, of course. So we have that base Gohan, and then we have that Super Saiyan transformation. We have that purple Goku Black, and by the way, Gohan is green. We're going to talk about that too. So we have a new Bojack EX, and we have a new Zangia EX. So those are pretty random. It feels really random for like these two. Like, it makes sense. They're future saga type characters, stuff like that, right? But boom, movie characters. Okay, anyways, so, and by the way, Gohan is not from the movie, so that's a special. I saw some people saying like they haven't seen the movie in a while. It's special. He does not get the movies tag. Anyways, so we're going to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that the Gohan is green, right? So that's actually a very interesting topic when you look at the purple characters. Over the last couple of months, we've got a lot of purples. We got Trunks, Super Vegito, SSB Vegeta. We got the legendary Fitness Goten, and we still have other good purples in this cast of characters too. Broly, SS3 Goku is still really good, and so on and so forth, even including EX cards like Videl. So it's really interesting to be a green unit, right? And this is something that recurs. It seems like the purple color is one that they seem to favor. They keep putting out really, really high-end purple units. And that's going to always be a thing. But Future Gohan is able to kind of avoid some trouble by being able to force the enemy out. So we're going to talk about that in a moment when we take a look at the Twitter post, excuse me. Now, he's going to have the exact same tags as this guy here, pretty much. He's actually not going to have the Super Saiyan tag outright, of course, because he's not Super Saiyan, but he will pick it up upon transformation. So again, he's going to be another character just like the Vegeta, just like the Trunks, who, if you use them alongside Bardock, they do not get the bonus until they've transformed, and then you do a switch, right? So other than that, he's going to have Sun Family, Hybrids, he's going to have Future, and a green unit. If we take a look at Sun Family and Hybrids, I think in those teams it's actually a little bit more prevalent than it is on Future. And let's look at this here. So Sun Family, you have access to a couple of really good greens, but then it drops off heavily. You have the GT Goku, who's really good, but does not buff Sun Family. That's debatable as to whether or not that matters to you or not, depending on how much units you have and how much synergy you have, right? For me, it doesn't matter. But anyways, Ultimate Gohan, who does buff post 5-star anyway, I believe. It's either that or Hybrids outright. I'm pretty sure it's Hybrids outright. Yeah, post 5-star he does. But that being said, a lot of people probably don't have that, so you're in the exact same situation, for the most part, depending on your team setup, as you would have been with the Goku. So as far as that's concerned, you know, those guys are good, but it's not a big deal. You can use some more good options. More variety doesn't hurt, and that's for any team, right? We take a look at Hybrids. Hybrids have that Gohan again, but other than that, as far as green Hybrids are concerned, again, it's kind of heavy, man. It's not heavy enough, excuse me. There's not a lot of great options. So what would be the next best green Hybrid Saiyan? Probably this GTEX Trunks. He's really, really good. Like, really good. I don't think people know it. He's really good. Definitely better than, yeah, Goten, Gotenks. Yeah, he's better than these units. So that's what you're looking at there. So again, for this setup here, it's going to be really nice. And there's a good dichotomy, too, between that Future Gohan and this Future Gohan, who's still really solid as well because of his damage bonuses and when alongside of Trunks, and also the bonuses he gives when he's KO'd, where you have, okay, I have a green unit who obviously is weak to a purple type unit, but I can protect him with a yellow unit. So again, they do this from time to time, but they have good dichotomy like that. So do keep that in mind. And any hybrid Saiyan that comes out will also be even better from here on out just because Trunks is here. Now, Trunks has his 35% to damage inflicted switch bonus. And also, when he transforms, he also gives it to Super Saiyans for the matter, but it doesn't stack, so it doesn't really matter in this context. But anyways, yeah, so Trunks is going to make any hybrid just infinitely better, and that's just the thing. So do keep that in mind. As far as future is concerned, I don't think that they needed a green in particular because Mai is still really, really good. It's always been Mai's always been a hot button topic. It's like, oh, people will say she's not good and they'll swear it, but the people that understand her value and why she's good will say she's one of the better characters overall, right? Because of what she can do. And I'm in the latter half of that. I think Mai is phenomenal. I don't think she's top tier as far as like the immediate very, very, very top, but I do think she's probably that one rung down. If you're like Z or S, for example, I think she's S under Z. Personally, I think she's really good. So since that's the opportunity that you have as far as greens are concerned, I don't really think they needed another green because taking 2 greens into PvP, in the scenario you have both of them, right, is not going to be very good. Because Super Vegito and other good purples are running around. So keep that in mind. But as far as purple is concerned, this is very good. The future tag did not have access to a purple spark. So this was a given. I felt like it was pretty obvious one of these two was going to be purple just because of that exact reason. Again, no sparking purple unit as far as this entire tag is concerned. Not just the buffers. Well, no, never mind. They just picked up this Trunks. So never mind. Not the entire tag, just the buffers. But aside from this Trunks, so about a week ago, there was no sparking purple unit. So I felt like it was a given though. And this tag picks up 2 purple units back to back. He's going to have the exact same tags as this guy. Don't get hyped up thinking he's going to be usable alongside SSG and SSB. Unless he has a Saiyan Z ability, that is. But he's not going to pick up that extra tag that they have. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And I don't really have much to say about these characters until we read the Twitter post. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Twitter posts, though. So they start off actually with Zangia. So they say here, EX Zangia is coming. This deadly beauty not only powers herself up with a variety of offensive buffs, but also buffs allies and locks down enemy switching when she is defeated. So when she's defeated, she buffs her allies and makes it to where they can't switch. So keep that in mind. And if Bojack is a battle member, he'll get even more bonuses on top of that. So again, she only buffs the allies whenever she's defeated. But that's not a problem because that's a good bonus. Like we talked about how it's good on future Gohan and good on that GT Trunks. It's good on any character. Whenever they can offer you something when they're KO'd, you know, they're good. But she also gets bonuses while she's alive as well. And then on top of that, Bojack is already a last man standing type of unit that benefits whenever allies are defeated. So if we go ahead and pull up Bojack here, Sparking Bojack, who is one of the most criminally underrated units in this game, I'd say. But he's already a character like that. So when 2 allies are defeated, plus 30% to key recovery, minus 10, excuse me, to own Blast Art's cost as well. No, hold on. Let me just read the whole thing. Plus 40% to blast damage inflicted versus Super Saiyan characters. Hello, Super Vegito. Although Super Vegito can remove the buffs, so touche. Restores own health by 50%, and plus 40% the blast damage inflicted when 2 allies are defeated. So he recovers 50% of his HP and gets 40% blast damage bonus. Also, plus 30% to own key recovery and minus 10 to his Blast Arts cost when 2 enemies are defeated. So again, it's a 1v1 scenario, and don't let that be a Super Saiyan because he'll just completely annihilate them. But he's getting at least the recovery and the blast damage bonus. She's going to offer more bonuses to him. He is going to be really good after a scenario like that, right? And this doesn't even talk about the other Bojack, who could be another unit similar to this, right? So we're going to take a look at her video. There's not really much in here, but she's just a sacrificial EX character ultimately. So, all right.
Leave it to me, Lord Bojack. Have fun. Hate persistent jerks.
So, also another thing that might be good with Zangia is even though she's not going to offer everything to these characters, you can still use her on female warriors. Again, I don't think they need her, but she'll still offer bonuses whenever she's KO'd to any allies that she has, as well as locking and switching for the enemy. So next we're going to take a look at Goku Black here. So the new Goku Black has a cover change damage cut ability, which also recovers a portion of the damage taken once the enemy's combo ends and buffs his damage inflicted. Make pain your ally with this destructive Saiyan killer. So he's definitely going to be a defense type. I don't know if it mentions it here, but that ability is predicated on a defense unit. He could be a defensive unit with like a blast focus or whatever it is, right? It doesn't really matter. Like Gotenks, for example, or Brienne, doesn't really matter. But that ability does scream defense type. So just to reiterate, cover change, damage cut. So he has cover cut. Also, recovers a portion of the damage taken once the enemy's combo ends and buffs his damage inflicted. So there are only a few characters in the game that can kind of just recover a portion of the damage taken, and one of them is Imasu. So Imasu has this ability here, which recovers 10% of damage received after the enemy's attack is over. So you restore 10% of what you took as your own health, right? And restores up to 10% of own health. Reduces damage received by 40% until the combo ends when changing cover. And restores own health by 20%. Only once when HP reaches 0. That's the endurance ability. That doesn't count. But the rest of this, right? The rest of this is pretty much what he has. The Goku Black unit has. So, also we have another scenario again with that where we have access to a couple of very good tandem units, right? So a purple unit who would be weak to a yellow unit can get covered by this red unit, Zamasu, right? Again, on the same exact thing I talked about earlier. There's a method to the madness with these color types on these units. So then we go with that. So he's able to get that. He's going to get a damage bonus. It'll be interesting to see what they follow as far as he's concerned. If they decide to make him anti-Saiyan as well as anti-hybrid, just like the last one was, pretty much. Or if they try to go for more of a general scenario, because the previous one was a blast unit, and he got a lot of bonuses to blast damage and stuff. So, well, not a lot, but he got some to it, right? So, that's another thing that's going to make him directly better than this card, is because this card came out at a time where there were nowhere near as much buffs floating around in these units. Like, nowadays, units get so many buffs, and units can get buffs just for existing, man. Like, it doesn't even make any sense, the buffs they get now versus when this guy came out. So he's gonna be directly better, right? And there's really not gonna be any contest. So it just remains to be seen how they handle that. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the video is, and then we're gonna move on to Gohan here. So you'll probably be disappointed. There's nothing new with this video except for the end screen.
Not bad, Mario. So this. You go! Homie! My vision for the world shall be realized.
Yeah, exact same animations as the previous card. Nothing new except for the ending. But what did you expect? Didn't you expect more info, or more info? Excuse me, more work? I probably did. So for the last card here, Go Super Saiyan. Future Gohan is coming. Go Super Saiyan and recover Ki with his main ability. That is important to note. Upon transformation, he recovers Ki. Let's go ahead and take a look at another transforming unit that may or may not do. Gogeta does it, I'm pretty sure. So we can just pull up Gogeta wherever he's at. So Gogeta here, upon transformation, transforms into Super Saiyan, restores own Ki by 40, activates after 10 counts. So I guess Gohan will have pretty much this exact same thing. If I take a look at other transforming units, I don't believe it's the same setup. Where's the Vegeta at? There is actually a little bit of difference between them as well. So here's Vegeta. Upon transformation, he gets a different bonus after 5 counts, which is super fast. 5 counts is super fast for a transformation. Trunks doesn't get anything, I don't think. And his actually takes a little bit longer, and it's lasted for a certain number of counts. Trunks is really interesting. So yeah, he's going to be similar to Gogeta. I wouldn't be surprised if it's word for word the same. His special skill, Demonic Takedown, forces a switch on hit and extends their sub-timer by 10 counts. Lock an enemy in and then shut them down with a Masenko. So we're going to take a look here and watch the video, and then I'll give my opinions on the Gohan. By the way, that animation is just future Gohan Super Saiyan's green card. That's like all this is here. It zooms here for a second, and then it turns into the green card pretty much. It's like the same thing.
I'm afraid you caused far too much mayhem. How about this?
I love that. I love how this is a one-arm future Gohan, but not one-arm future Gohan. For example, just like the other one, he does tap punches with both arms, because this is a stock animation. right? But if they cared about consistency, they'd offer some sort of variance here. Whether this is where he's supposed to be missing the arm or where it's just kind of like limp and injured, doesn't really matter much. He's fighting with it. End of story, right? But for the other stuff here, he doesn't actually use it. For like all this other sequences here, he just grabs with that one arm, that's good, and that's fine. And then he goes here and he does the single arm Senko. My man, make up your mind, bro. Is your arm hurt or not? Personally, I don't care at all if he has two arms, but I do think this is pretty interesting. Like, again, lack of consistency there. But again, I could care less, but I know some people really like are adamant, oh, he doesn't have one arm, that sucks. I don't care. Anyways, so 10 counts. 10 freaking counts. When I saw this, hold on, let me see if I can pull up my, it should be right here. LOL, 10 counts? You couldn't do a modest 3 typo, or maybe 5? 10 will be nuts. 10 is absurd. 3 is already a problem. 10 is absurd. Here's why. In a normal scenario, right, you already have to wait 10 counts to switch a unit in. Now, switching is important because it allows you to get the direct matchup that you would like, right? But it also is important because it restores your Vanish gauge. It switches in a new character with a fresh Vanish gauge, which is vanishing and switching is like your only real defense. There is no block in this game. It's either you're doing those two things or you're getting hit. It's literally that simple. So anytime you can either speed up your switch process, I'm looking at you, Super Saiyan Family Kamehameha Gohan, right, who has his ultimate that does that, or anytime you can make your enemies take longer, that's a very big deal. Even just a few counts is a big deal because it throws off a little bit of the consistency with it. This is why there are things like charge steps or side steps, just to eat a little bit of clock off while also comboing it a little bit of damage as well. So that's important. 20 counts is crazy. That's twice as long. Understand that. That is twice as long as it would have originally been. And of course, the timer counts do pause in between actions, so it's quite a while. But that's just part of it. There are characters that do cover change, right? And if you're a unit that does cover change, in most cases, you already debuff yourself by doing something like that by activating your cover change. So upon activating cover change, on most units, they give themselves a +5 substitution count. So assuming this stacks, which I'll imagine it does, that's 25 counts if you happen to use your green card on them. That the cover change units are stuck. They're completely unusable for 25 counts. That's almost 30 counts. Do you understand now how crazy that is? Like, 10 counts that's going to be so broken. And the thing about that is, if he's up against somebody he does not want to fight, like a purple unit, he is one of the only units that are green that can make can make something out of that, right? He doesn't really care who he's matched up with because he can get the matchup how he wants it. And then on top of that, he makes them take longer to come back. That's the thing. So if he's up against Super Vegito, he'll just say, okay, well, combo, because it's a dash forward green. It's not something that you have blast armor on either. You have to just do it pretty much in a combo or once they've used their Vanish or whatever it is, right? He'll switch him out, get whoever he wants in there, and just go to town on him, man. Well, really, it's the next one in the list, but if they've lost one character or whatever it is, again, even if it's a neutral matchup instead of a disadvantaged one, that's good, right? So, yeah, Gohan is going to be nuts. So that's all I have for you guys right now. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe for new content. Like I said, we'll be coming back and doing some more videos later on. So have an awesome day, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.